I think it's also important for us to know that in 2020, we should not be asking people if they are mothers and why they are not mothers, just for the record. But yes, I am not a mother, and I am not a mother because I choose not to be a mother. My name is Caroline Kioko. I am the Gender Democracy Coordinator at Heinrich Böll Foundation. We all grew up believing that, my aim is to, be born, grow up, turn 18, go through my menstrual period, become a woman, get a husband. If I'm not in school, if I'm in school, finish my, what is considered co-education, primary school, high school, and probably college if you can get it. Find a husband and then work on having children. If you cannot have children in the first 2-3 years, then people start questioning. And then you need to dedicate your whole life, not working on your career or your profession, but figuring out how you're supposed to be a woman. We've grown up in a society that immediately I turn 30, somebody should be referring to me as mother to somebody. This is the same in almost a lot of African countries. The name just differs. In Swahili, people will be mama somebody, mother to who. There are very many ways, but the abbreviation basically speaks about mother of. So if you're not mother of, then you end up having people refer to you as in your first name, which is considered insulting in a lot of African countries. So you need to aspire to be mother to somebody. So I grew up through this whole thing, and yes, life is about learning and unlearning. And at least I can say that I've gotten to the point where I unlearned that socialization. I do not need to be a mother to be defined as a human being. I do not need to be a mother to be respected. But my unlearning doesn't mean that a lot of other people have unlearned. Women are still living in shackles of being referred to as mother to somebody. You have to pay thousands of dollars for people to, bear your child if you cannot have one, or to make sure that your adoption is done secretly, or to make sure that if you don't have children, you sit day and night to come up with a narrative of why you do not have children, and the questions that you're supposed to answer, even even strangers, even people who, if you have employees who work for you, will look at you badly because you do not have children and you're not a mother. So for me, it has been a whole journey of learning and unlearning. And I really hope that through this project, a lot of other people will be able to learn and unlearn and redefine what womanhood and motherhood are, because those two are distinct. Contrary to popular opinion, or what is believed to be right, motherhood does not come naturally to everybody. So we have mothers who have adopted, mothers who have, gone through in vitro fertilization. We have mothers who have opted for surrogate mothers. We have mothers who have, I don't want to call it inherited, but have become mothers through marriage. You married somebody who has children, so you automatically become a mother. We have different forms of motherhood. We have mothers with disabilities. We have mothers with children with disabilities. We have queer mothers. We have women who don't want to be mothers. So out of all those are general. Those are just but a list of the few ways in which people, or in which themes of motherhood can be spoken in context. I mostly relate with women who do not want children because I'm among the women who don't want children. And I also relate with queer women, basically mostly because I think it is important first for people to be able to clean out their socialization. And that can happen if we as a society can get to a point where we think it's okay for a man to adopt a child by himself. It's okay for a woman to adopt a child if they want to by themselves, And for us to get to a point where our surrogacy laws are not governed or don't have clauses that speak for family in the context in which Kenya speaks about family. Family is supposed to be mother, father, children. Outside of that, there is no family, So all these themes for me should be able to come together. Oh yes, and I also forgot mothers who are working yeah, because as much as we want to break the glass ceilings, there's an unspoken conversation about working mothers. There's what is expected of you as a mother, and there's what society is waiting to label you as a bad mother if you do not do, while there's also what your employer is expecting you to do. So I don't want to say that I have a favorite theme per se. I think all of these things should be brought to light and should be spoken about publicly, and the conversation should continue in as many years as it can until every woman has their own agency. But this question will help me, rather has just helped me point out the various themes and the various things in which people should start conversing about. It's 2020 and we're still having conversations about why women should not adopt if they can still bear children. It's, 2020 and we had conversations, and people are, trying to not talk about surrogacy, despite the fact that the country is trying to, it's really an attempt, trying to have surrogacy governed by Kenyan laws. We still need to, people are still scared of discussing what entails surrogacy or what doesn't entail surrogacy, because in truth, it's embarrassing. When you speak about surrogacy in society, it's embarrassing when you say that you cannot have children or you do not want to have children. So these are topics that we tiptoe around. So for us, this is very timely. It's time that people need to move on from trying to govern and control women's bodies. This project for me and for the foundation, that is HBS, was supposed to help in dismantling stereotypes in societies. And was also supposed to, from how when we were conceptualizing that is, it was supposed to be a way in which we can communicate that women's agency is way more or beyond, representation and having more women in decision-making places. So this project is supposed to show the need for women's agency and the need to dismantle stereotypes that have over time pulled women down and decided who they should be, while they have the power to decide for themselves who they can be.